Okay, MegaWhale team, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for tuning in. Unfortunately, I already filmed this video and I didn't have my mic on, so it was a waste of about 20 minutes, but we're going to go ahead and quickly summarize everything, do it again, give you guys a quick video, quick update, talk about the recent price action, the daily close, the support zone, sideways price action, potential retracements, and targets. Before you get into it, head on down, click the like button, show some support to the channel. Obviously, it's my second time doing this video today, which is a pain in the ass, but we're here, we're going to get it done anyway. And of course, head to our pinned comment, click the link, join our Telegram channel, get access to all of our updates, analysis, and a whole range of more information. We post all of the relevant stuff in here that we find for the market, for crypto, for Bitcoin, and keep you guys up to date. And if you're interested in VIP trading signals, you can contact me directly. Let's go ahead and talk about this because there's a few things I want to talk about. But to start off with, I want to talk about the support zone. Yes, this is now a major support zone. This gray box that indicated a major point of resistance on a chart. As we can see, back to 2020 in December, it was a major point of resistance on the chart. It is now officially a major support. And the reason we have it now as support and not resistance is because we had this daily close and open above. And yes, this candle is god awful. This candle is awful, terribly bearish, a horrible candle to look at. I hate it. Obviously, gravestone dojis, guys, they signify strong, a very, very strong shift in momentum, a very strong shift in buying and selling pressure within the market within that specific time frame. We've had a rapid rise in the price, and then the bulls hammered the price back down, showing a lot of dominance, and that dominance can translate into next periods and signify a potential trend reversal. So something to keep an eye on. But for now, this zone here, this entire zone between 22,800 to 23,800 is now major support. It is now major support. And I've been keeping up to date with the channel, guys. We've been talking about accumulation. We've been talking about when you should buy Bitcoin. We've been talking about giving you guys a little plan. We obviously had our first initial accumulation zone down over here. We've yet to talk about another accumulation zone for Bitcoin. I know a lot of people were saying, daily close above here, start buying Bitcoin. I know a lot of people were saying stuff like that. Doesn't matter. We haven't yet given you guys another accumulation. We will give you guys another accumulation zone once I see fit, once I believe the accumulation zone is viable. I believe taking short-term longs here could potentially pay off. We are a major support, but I wouldn't be looking to overextend yourself because this support, we've only had one daily close above it. Not that it matters. We do need to see if we hold here, particularly because we have some bearish indicators. And we'll talk through all those in a second. Before we get into any of the short-term analysis and technical analysis, I want to go ahead and look at the Brave New Coin Liquidinetics. And I guess this is something that I want to talk about. And a lot of people are going to think now, if we do go down, if we do head down again, they're going to be like, okay, are we going to new lows? Are we going to go into a new bear market? Or are we going to go to $2,000 or going to $10,000? I think it's really important to understand that support is support until it's not. And that entire ideology, that entire premise, that entire concept has enabled us to not only sell the top, not only not lose any money throughout this entire time, but enabled us to purchase the exact bottom for Bitcoin and make 40%. Okay, so support is support until it's not, and this support line has marked the bottom for Bitcoin 2 other occasions. And a lot of people were thinking when I first told them way back, we were heading down here, they're like, no, not gonna happen. Now more people are probably considering the fact, yeah, this 9-year trend line, guys, this is the real deal. This is a strong support. This is not a zone. This is not a price we want to drop below. This is not something we want to lose. This is something very important to the charts and very important to the macro structure for Bitcoin, not something we want to drop it below. But I did show you guys in a previous video a potential fractal, and I hate fractals. I hate fractals of all my life. Everyone knows I despise them. I really don't like fractals. I think they're pathetic, but I want to show you this fractal anyway, because this can show you a possible scenario of which we will see in Bitcoin. And this is a retest of this 9-year support line around $19,000, $20,000. Bit of sideways action before we get this explosive breakthrough in October, pushing upwards. And of course, the date and the time doesn't really matter too much. It's how the price moves that's more important. Things happen sooner, things happen later. The exact date and time is irrelevant. It's more about what happens to the price. But this is just to give you a little idea of what could happen. And what could happen is we do get a retracement back down to this level. Another potential chance for everyone to accumulate if they didn't already, and then we push through and finally get that explosive move upwards and through that zone that we really do need to clear this zone, head to 28,000 and potentially flip. Okay, When would the bottom be disconfirmed, or when would it be disproved? Well, the only time the bottom is no longer the bottom is once the bottom is lost. So if the price falls below this level, closes a weekly, that's it, that's the bottom. The bottom's done, all right? There's a new bottom is in. That is when the bottom is no longer the bottom. Until then, the bottom is the bottom. It should be treated as the bottom. And even then, guys, if you purchase Bitcoin when we told you over here, and sold when we told you 20%, repurchase in this zone, which we told you again, you'll be up not only a 20% confirmed profit, you're up 40% right now. So for you to be at a loss, you need to drop the price down below 14,500 before you even at a loss on your position. And that is how well we've set this up for you guys. This is how well we've established it for you guys. We've made it almost impossible for you guys to lose if the bottom is actually, and if this is the bottom, we do continue upwards. And I think another thing people really need to remember is no one ever expected Bitcoin to just rapidly rally. No one ever expected this to happen. You know, I never expected that to happen. I never said that was going to happen. No one expected that to happen. Sideways action is always going to occur at the bottom. It has before, and we have to assume it's going to happen again. It was actually unreasonable to assume Bitcoin would just blast through this level. It was a low chance it could happen. It would have happened, but there's a low chance to think it was going to happen. It was always more likely we'd get some sideways price action around this level, around about that zone before pushing back upwards. That's always going to be the more likely scenario, as it aligns with the price action we've seen that is more common with Bitcoin bottom, macro bottoms, okay? Let's talk about the recent price action, guys. And obviously we've already talked about, you know, what could happen if we go down. And obviously your entry points on that would be, if we do lose this level here, we're expecting some short selling. We're expecting to take some short positions, looking for a target around $20,000. Obviously this is the next target. And then finally, that is the next target. Cutting any position you have on a weekly close below the current bottom. Okay, so the recent price action, guys, and I think I talked about this a little bit already at the start. I can't quite remember. Like I said, I've done this video twice, so I'm finding it hard to remember what I talked about. But like I said, this is now a major support zone. So previous to this daily candle close, this was resistance. It is now major support. So it should be treated as support. What does that mean? Does it mean if we lose 23,800, we're going to hell? No, of course not. If we lose this level here, that is when we're worried. 22,800, that is when we're worried. This whole entire zone here is now support. We have strong upper support. We have strong lower support. The distance in between is pretty weak support, okay? That is why we see these long swings between, but we also see these huge rejections at either side of this zone. We've seen that on every instance of macro, or every instance of horizontal support ranges. We've seen that every single time we get a horizontal support range, we have an upper and a lower resistance support. Price will swing between, bounce between, ping pong between, and then make a direction, okay? Unfortunately, guys, we did have a horrible daily close, okay? This candle over here, not gonna lie, guys, inverted logger-legger doji, or what you would call a gravestone doji, a horrible close signifying that bulls have really lost some strength. We had a rapid rally upwards, bears took control, hammered the price down, and that negative momentum, that selling pressure can translate and carry over to the next periods, which we're seeing over here, and potentially reversing that price. So what should you do right now? Well, I assume if you're following me and you've been following me, you've got spot position. If you're holding spot Bitcoin, continue to hold spot Bitcoin. You're not nearly at a loss, you're not at risk. Maybe you lose a few percentage if it goes down, but the return on your risk is massive. Continue to hold spot. If you're swing trading, scalp trading, continue to scalp trade. What you shouldn't be doing right now, we've been saying this the entire time, is looking at altcoins. Like, I'm going to grab, 40% of my portfolio in this altcoin because I believe it's going to go to the moon if Bitcoin rises again. If you're doing something like that, if that's your mindset right now, you have to be aware you are setting yourself up for failure. You are gambling. There's no guarantee that the altcoin will go up, first off. There's no guarantee that, we won't go sideways for a little bit and altcoin will bleed out if Bitcoin dominance goes up. And there's no guarantee you're even right. So you have to be aware that taking these long-term bets right now, besides Bitcoin is almost a guarantee if you expand your time horizon, okay? If you really expand your time horizon and say, I don't care if I buy now because I'm holding for 5 years, it doesn't really matter where you buy in the sense of this zone, okay? I just want to make that clear. It did matter if you bought the top, not a good thing. But if you're buying down this close to this 9-year trend line, provided this 9-year trend line holds, it's not going to make a huge difference depending on how much you buy, okay? But when it comes to altcoins, it does make a big difference. So back to the Bitcoin chart over here, what we can see, a few good things are coming out on the chart for the technicals. Number one is obviously we're getting above on the 7-day this horizontal major resistance, and we would really like to see a weekly close above that resistance, which is now support. Keep in mind, now support, but on the weekly it's still resistance. All right, it's relevant to time frame. So a 2 days and 22 hours before we get over the zone, a close above that zone would confirm that move upwards, like we said. Okay, now good positive things that we're seeing here on the Bitcoin chart is, number one, we're seeing something nice over here on that 7-day. We're breaking through the conversion line, which obviously is a buy signal, which is really good. Let's take a look at the Gaussian channel. And the Gaussian channel is something that I've been keeping a little bit of an eye on, just in the back of my mind, not really paying too much attention to it, but I do know it's there. I've been aware of it. And obviously the Gaussian channel here. And what we do like to see at this particular point is we would like to see that price move over the Gaussian channel. And we have 2 points of resistances usually on the Gaussian channel. Usually number one is the midline, and number two is the line of which we flip. And not the entry line. The entry line is usually quite an easy resistance to bust. The midline, however, and the upper line, or the lower line, depending on which entry, is usually the strongest point of resistance on the Gaussian channel. But flipping that zone will almost guarantee that we continue that trend throughout the Gaussian channel and upwards. So we're keeping our eye on the Gaussian channel. Of course, we do have a lot of support still below us. We have a phenomenal, I can't say a word, a massive amount of support, there's a better word, below where we are. In terms of the macro, in terms of the short term, I think people underestimate how much support we do have. So I'm going to kind of keep it there, guys. I don't want to go into too much more detail. Actually, let's go ahead and bring up the MACD. I don't really look at the MACD. Honestly, everyone who knows me, everyone's been watching this channel, you would know that I really don't use the MACD much. I actually kind of hate the MACD personally. And the reason is because it's a horrible freaking indicator at predicting really anything, in my opinion. It really isn't a great indicator. As you can see over here, you know, you're thinking, oh wow, we got the weekly, you know, MACD cross time to enter. Well, you're entering a candle before we topped out and then crashed like another 50%. So if you're using the MACD like that, you're going to be wrong all the time. But again, like I said, the MACD is crossing over, has crossed over. We don't really have that next period open. It could potentially lead to something important, but again, we have to wait and see. I just wanted to personally take a look at that, just sort of sake of my own personal use while I got this video on. But there we go. There's the analysis, guys. I'm gonna leave it there. I don't really have much time to do. I've already done an hour of this already. Unfortunately, the first video cut off, but we're back in it over here. And hopefully this video has been beneficial. Hopefully it's shone a little bit of light on the recent price action, shone a bit of light on the support zone, helped you digest what is actually occurring, and hopefully you can take this information on board before you make any decisions. And obviously you're analyzing the charts yourself. Draw these charts up, copy the charts down, pause the video, put these charts in. These are always going to be the best charts you can find. Make sure my charts are the most up-to-date, most relevant, most important charts for the Bitcoin, short-term, long-term, macro, whatever. So copy them down, guys. I highly recommend it. Anyway, I will catch you guys tomorrow. Hope everyone has a great day, and yeah, we'll see you then. Cheers. Okay, guys, we're going to be taking a quick look at Bitget, and now Bitget is where I personally trade. I highly recommend signing up to Bitget with the link down below. Bitget is probably the best exchange out there if you are a trader. It has a variety of features, and the best things about Bitget are a few things. Number one, it's non-KYC. Well, KYC is completely optional on Bitget. Now, there's a whole variety of exchanges out there nowadays that have gone completely centralized, sharing your personal trading information and information of decentralized governments and different governing bodies. Bitget allows that option to be left to the individual, to the user of the exchange. You can decide to non-KYC, you can decide to KYC. It's completely your choice. Another really beneficial thing about Bitget, and the biggest reasons why I'm sitting here actually recommending Bitget to all my followers, is that it has 0.02% trading fees. All right, this is significantly lower than any other cryptocurrency trading exchange out there. FTX, Binance, could name a bunch more, KuCoin. It is significantly lower, by 500% lower than the lowest exchange out there, Binance. Another big thing, guys, is there's no global restrictions on who can use Bitget. Anyone from anywhere can sign up to Bitget and get access to the entire exchange of all the tools, whether it be futures or spot. No matter which country you're in, you can use futures and spot. If you're in America, for say, and you want to get access to more spot trading pairs, such as Binance Global, and you can't sign up, well, guess what? They've got 250 different spot trading pairs here on Bitget to get access to, and you can get access to all of these. If you're in Australia and you want to access the futures market and you can't trade futures, you can do it here on Bitget. You can get access to the future market and start trading with leverage. And finally, guys, if you do want to sign up to Bitget, go ahead, click that link down below to sign to Bitget, and you'll get access to the reward center over here, which enables up to $4,000 in rewards by completing 5 tasks. All right, guys, we'll get back to the video. Thanks for listening to that. Okay, guys, I want to take a quick moment to introduce the Become a Trader course at the end of this video. This course was designed by myself and Wolves of Crypto. We put together a whole variety of knowledge to create the most cohesive, understandable, and beneficial trading course there is on the market. If you're interested in learning how to become a trader, if you're interested in learning how to use technical analysis, if you're interested in learning how to apply market analysis to different cryptocurrencies, this is a course for you. We teach you everything from the fundamentals, the basics about what cryptocurrency is, how to trade cryptocurrency, mastering the craft of cryptocurrency, diving into a whole range of technical indicators, market structures, and teaching you how to utilize these when finding trades and applying risk management strategies to become more profitable over time. We even dive into market psychology, human psychology, and provide a variety of different videos and educational content, including courses and quizzes to assist your learning along the way. If this is something you're interested in, guys, go ahead and contact us down below at the cryptoacademycourses@gmail.com. We'll send you an email back with all the course information, the structure, the payment details, and everything else you need to know. That being said, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video today, and we'll catch you in the next one.